His is a name that is revered in basketball circles. Penny Hardaway scored more than 1,300 points as a player at Memphis, scored 729 in the 92-93 season, second most in a season in school history. He was a legend. Then he went to the NBA, the prime of his career in Orlando with the Magic, an all-star 4 of his first 5 seasons. He and Shaquille O'Neal, the only players to do that in Magic history. And now Penny is back where it began. In his first season as Memphis head coach, Tigers are 11-6. And by the way, he's already recruited the #1 player in ESPN's top 100 list for the class of 2019 by the name of James Wiseman. And speaking of Penny, Jalen?
Yes.
Who were the only 2 players drafted ahead of Penny in 1993?
The Palace in Auburn Hills. Chris Webber and I played a lot of John Madden football before we attended the draft. So he went #1, Sean Bradley went #2.
Oh, he got it right. Very well done. He did get it right. It was indeed Sean Bradley, the other player who went ahead of Penny Hardaway, who joins us live now on Get Up, the Magic legend, again, the coach of the Memphis Tigers, Penny Hardaway. Penny, thank you very much for doing this morning. How are you?
No, thank you guys for having me. No, I'm doing great. What's up, J. Rose?
What up, family? Thanks for joining us.
You got it.
I'm going to turn you over to this guy in just a minute here, but let's start by talking about what is it like for you to be back where it began, back at Memphis this year in your first year as coach?
It means a lot to me. You know, this whole thing has come full circle for me, being a former player here, just understanding what happens here in Memphis and how much we love basketball, and to come back and be able to be the head coach is it's a dream come true for me.
It's always fascinating to watch players who become coaches and see what they learn from the coaches that they played for. Which coach that you played for do you take the most from now in your coaching career?
I'll take a little bit from everybody, but the 2 most, defensively, Coach Larry Brown, and offensively, Mike D'Antoni. Those 2 guys, I played for Mike D'Antoni in Phoenix and Coach Larry Brown in New York, and those 2 guys are brilliant minds, and I kind of use both of those guys' philosophies in their own areas to try to help me with the team that I have today.
Congratulations, Penny. I remember being in Memphis when you were doing a terrific job with your program, and you talked about hoping to have this opportunity, and now it's come to fruition. It's well-deserved. But Rick Barnes is feeling some type of way about your arrival. What's going on with him in that relationship?
You know, I've always had a lot of respect for Coach Rick Barnes. We had a situation here in Memphis with a rivalry game. You know it's going to be heated. You've had those rivalry games against Michigan State before, I'm sure. So you know that when you get into that game, it's going to be high tempers, and you know, a lot of competitiveness. And after the game, I didn't feel like he gave my team a fair understanding of what we were trying to do. You know, he was kind of mocking the NBA and our coaching staff, and I really didn't like that. I have the utmost respect for him, but I couldn't let him do my team like that.
Penny, how much of that is the reality of not only his, but of other coaches across the country that your program is coming, in particular with this year's recruiting class, because you did a terrific job so far?
Yeah, well, I understood coming into this thing, Jalen. You know, as a former NBA player coming in, most college coaches are saying that I didn't pay my dues to have this job, but I'm a student of the game, so that's threatening to a lot of guys. So we understand that that's going to happen, especially with the recruiting class that I have coming in. So me coming in knowing that, I'm just going to keep my foot to the fire. I'm going to keep pushing and stay strong and just keep giving these guys everything that I have. And, you know, that's on them how they feel. I'm just pushing to try to get this team a national championship.
That player you're seeing there is James Wiseman, whom I mentioned before, the #1 player in the country, has committed to go play for Penny at Memphis. Okay, let's go back to your career if we can. So many people, myself included, who are old enough to remember when you and Shaq were together in Orlando. That is a team that is revered by a lot of basketball people. When you think back on it now, what do you remember most about it?
I just remember how good we were. You know, I couldn't say dominant because we didn't win a national NBA championship, but I just say for one of the teams that have never won it in the NBA, we had probably the best starting 5, one of the best starting 5s in NBA history for a team who didn't win it. We were very talented, and we were right there on the cusp, but just couldn't get over the hump.
Penny, as one of the original tall point guards, what do you think of this era of positionless basketball that's taking place in the NBA?
I'm enjoying it, actually. I'm enjoying seeing the bigs out on the perimeter, shooting threes, handling the ball. Actually averaging more assists than actually the point guards nowadays. So, you know, that's totally different from when we played. The point guard was the guy that was going to lead the team in assists, but nowadays anybody on the team, the 5-man can lead the team. And this positionless basketball, I'm loving it.
Which one of them reminds me of you, or reminds you of you, I should say? I'm sorry. Which one do you watch? You watch Ben Simmons or Giannis or these? Which one do you watch and say, oh yeah, that's Penny?
Well, you know, Ben is very unselfish. I had a better jump shot than him, but as far as the way that he plays the game, I would say Ben. Giannis he's totally the freak. You know, I'm really enjoying watching him play and seeing his game evolve over the years, but Ben Simmons is the guy that I could say being a big point guard and being a pass-first guy.
And we just have to ask, after Lil Penny, we have a lot of people here who are big fans. Marcus Spears almost lost his mind when he heard you were coming on today. We just have to ask, after Lil Penny, how's he doing these days?
You know, Lil Penny is actually going to be coming back out soon. You know, he's working out, trying to get in shape, come back and support the Tigers. Absolutely.
Hold on one second. Everyone shouted over the news there, unfortunately. Would you say that again? What's happening with Lil Penny?
Lil Penny's getting in shape. He's coming back.
Ooh, okay. There's a tease, and a good one.